So Versace the Dreamer was actually my signature fragrance before I collected all of the fragrances you see behind me. And even before I was really into fragrances at all, this was the fragrance I was wearing for many, many years and got so many memories with this fragrance. And this will always be sentimental to me. So I'm so happy to finally be reviewing the Dreamer for you. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below. But that's right guys, we're reviewing one of my signature fragrances and one of the fragrances that started my entire fragrance journey in general. And that is Versace the Dreamer. Like I said, I absolutely love this stuff just because of all the memories I've made with this one. And this will always have a very special place in my heart. To give you guys a little story on how I started to wear this one, I remember when I was a teenager, my mother actually got me a bottle of Versace the Dreamer. And I just loved it the moment I smelled it. And I decided, yeah, this is going to be my signature scent. For probably around like 5 or 10 years, this was the fragrance of choice for me. And then I went through that entire bottle. And then I got like Dior Sauvage, stuff like that. But then about 2 years ago, I actually picked up another 100 ml bottle, as you see here, just for sentimental purposes and just to wear when I want to like pretty much be happy and just put me in a good mood. And I usually wear this one to just relax. This is a fragrance I love to just spray on before I go to sleep. Hence the name, the Dreamer. It pretty much puts you in your dreams, so to say. But yeah, I just love this stuff. But let's go over some information really quick about the Dreamer. Now, this fragrance was launched in 1996, which actually so happens to be my birth year as well. So that is pretty awesome. So this was my signature fragrance and it came out the same year I was born. So me and Versace the Dreamer were born the same year. Now the perfumer behind this is Jean-Pierre Bouthonhart, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not 100% sure either what kind of fragrances they made. But if they made this one, they got a great nose in my opinion. Now for retail on this one, which I do not suggest buying this fragrance retail price, I think it's $80 for a 100 ml bottle like you see here. But you can actually find these all over the place at your local rack stores like TJ Maxx, Marshalls and stuff like that for I believe like 20 to 25 bucks. And that, man, at that price guys, you're getting a really, really solid fragrance with the Dreamer. But that's all the information out of the way. Let's go over the packaging and presentation of this now. So in the top notes, you have lavender, sage, and mandarin orange. In the middle notes, you have tobacco, rose, carnation, and geranium. And in the base notes, you have tonka bean, fir, vetiver, and cedar. So looking at that note breakdown, you do have some fougere qualities in there, but you also have a bunch of different floral notes, which may sway men away from this one. But trust me, it's not a really feminine fragrance, especially when it dries down. But let's go ahead and spray this one. I'm not going to use a test strip today because Versace the Dreamer deserves to go on skin. And I missed this one, so I'm actually looking forward to this. So let's go ahead and spray this one. And the atomizer is built into the cap, which is actually not a cap, just built into the bottle, which is nice. So let's see here. Okay, get 2 sprays. Whoa, I got a lot on me, guys. This is probably going to be my signature for the rest of the day. Signature scent. All right, now I do pick it up in the air. And let me tell you guys, this is a very unique, sort of interesting fragrance in my eyes. So let's see. Okay, so right off the bat, guys, you are going to get this really well done lavender note alongside the sage, which does give it that fougere barbershop kind of vibe in here. It's not necessarily I wouldn't pretty much say it is a barbershop fragrance because there's a lot more than that, but it does have those qualities, especially in the opening. Yeah, it comes across very almost like soapy-like with those 2 notes together. You do have that mandarin in the top as well. It's not really a citrusy fragrance in my opinion. It's just more so the lavender and sage combined. And man, I love lavender. It's probably my favorite flower in general. I just am obsessed with that note. Sage, honestly, not so much a big fan of sage. I know like sage is used in Effin' Fabulous, which I'm not a big fan of that, and that's pretty much a sage bomb. But in here, the lavender is way more prominent than the sage. The sage is sort of like a supportive player alongside the lavender in the opening, but it's so well done. It is a little bit creamy as well. I think there might be some iris in here because I believe Versace the Dreamer has been reformulated from the vintage bottles. I believe that happened in like the 2010s if I'm not mistaken. And I think with these newer ones, they are a little bit more creamy. I think there might be like an iris accord in here, a powdery iris. It's not so much like a lipstick bag or makeup bag or anything like that, but I do get a nice powderiness to there. Now, another main note in here is actually tobacco, which makes it a little bit more masculine because in the opening, well, you have the lavender, but you also have rose as well alongside the tobacco as it dries down. But the tobacco, it's almost like an airy tobacco. It's not really like your dark, kind of like Tom Ford tobacco, vanille kind of tobacco. It's not that. It's more airy, more like a light tobacco. But it is nice and it does give it, like I said, the masculine kind of touch. But in the dry down is when things mostly change. In the dry down, you do have that vetiver. You do have like a nice earthy green fir, and you have cedar wood. So it dries down to be very woody, very green, and almost herbal-like as well. I love, love, love this stuff, man. And over the years, like I said, when I wore this pretty much every day as my signature scent, I did get some compliments, but to be honest with you guys, this is not a compliment magnet whatsoever. It's not your typical blue fragrance. It's very different. I can see a lot of people not liking this. I can see a lot of people loving it. It goes either or. It's not really in between with Versace the Dreamer. It's either you like it or you don't, in my opinion, because it is just so different. Yeah, I still can't get over that lavender on the top. So well done. But like I said, I don't really wear this one anymore. This 100 ml bottle I pretty much got just for sentimental reasons, and this will last me probably my entire life. I just usually maybe spray like one or two squirts before bed once in a while, just to pretty much reminisce on the old times and all the memories I had wearing this one. It just takes me back to my like teenage years. That's what I love about fragrances, guys. When you make memories with a fragrance and you spray it maybe years later, all those memories just re-trigger in your brain. It's so fascinating how that works. And that's one thing I love about collecting fragrances and making more memories with all these fragrances you see behind me. It's just the best thing, because I think your smell is a thing that's most associated with your brain. Like they work hand in hand together. But yeah, guys, so as far as seasons go for Versace the Dreamer, I would say wear this one in the colder months. Now, fall and winter, this will work great. Maybe winter, it's not very like a strong, potent fragrance. It is a little bit airy. Like I said, it's very, very floral heavy as well. And then in the dry down, like I said, you get that base of woodiness, kind of green, and you get that vetiver as well, so it's earthy. But yeah, fall, you can also wear this in the spring. I would say spring, fall, not so much winter, and not really summer, just spring and fall. I think it works best in those two seasons. Even though, like I said, I wear this one all year round. I wear this one in the summer, the spring, summer, fall, and winter. I wear it all 4 seasons. You can do that too. If you just want one fragrance, you can wear any fragrance whenever you want. You can wear tobacco heavy fragrances in the summer. I wouldn't suggest it, but you can do whatever you want, whenever you want with any fragrance. But the best scenarios in my head is fall and spring for Versace the Dreamer. Now, as far as age groups go for this one, now I know I did say I wore this one as my signature scent when I was a teenager, but this one is very, very mature. It's not your typical like CK1 or anything fresh like Aqua di Joe, nothing like that. This is a mature gentleman's fragrance. But that doesn't mean, like I said, just like the seasons go, you can wear it whenever you want, whoever you want. You can wear this if you're in high school. I'm just saying you probably won't get the best reactions if you do. This is more suited for probably 30s and up. And also it comes across very professional and kind of dressed up kind of fragrance, not that casual, which is kind of funny that I wore this one to school, I wore this one casually, I wore this one dressed up, going to weddings, everything like that. I wore this one all year round, and so can you, but it works best for dressing up and for a more mature guy. So let's touch on performance of Versace the Dreamer. Now this is an eau de toilette concentration, so it's not very concentrated when it comes to fragrances, but the performance is about average or so. I would say as far as longevity goes, I get around like 6 hours of good longevity on this one, where you can still pretty much pick it up and know it's there. As far as performance as sillage and projection goes, this one does project pretty well. If you walk into a room and people are about maybe say 6 feet away from you, they'll pick it up and be like, wow, yeah, you smell good. You smell like, you smell mature, you smell professional. What are you wearing? So yeah, people will smell this one about 6 feet distance for probably a few hours. So it's not the worst fragrance by any means. It does push off and it does last a solid amount. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about performance with this one. It does do a good job. But that's pretty much gonna wrap up my review of Versace the Dreamer. Let me know down below if you've ever had the pleasure of smelling this gem or you even own it, and what are your thoughts on this one. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on these fragrances that I review, so leave those down below. But leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch all you guys in the next upload. Take care, everybody.